For me, Hobbiton was going to be the thing that was going to take forever. I just couldn't imagine we'd find Hobbiton intact as we found it in the back, the backside of a big plot of farmland outside of a little town called Matamata in the North Island.
And the lane sort of went up through here, then that way you could stand over near where Rick was.
I remember the first time we went there and went through this one gate, and there was Hobbiton. There was the lake, there was the Partyfield tree, there was the hill that Bag End sits. It was just right out of the book.
And maybe the party field then is, just over the back there. It overlooks the water in a way, doesn't it?
To this day, if you were to go visit it, it will always feel like Hobbiton. It's just a great spot.
The Weathertop Ruins, we found a brilliant location for it. It was up in the Port Waikato area, great sort of limestone washed away. Standing on top of Weathertop, there's the road in, there's a hilltop, and it drops away quite rapidly down below. This is the hollow on the western side of Weathertop. It's got a good size to it.
In terms of the location, we never intended to build anything. The Weathertop that you see in the movie exists in physical form in terms of the wide shots because of a visual effect shot. And with respect to once the hobbits are at the summit and surrounded by the wraiths and then saved in turn by Aragorn, that's actually just a soundstage. So the location itself never had to deal with a build, and as a result, that was the location that we could sort of hump the equipment in or chopper the equipment in to kind of do on the day.
This was the great watchtower of Amundsen.
The horse chase basically culminates in the riders chasing Arwen across the river. She gets on the other side and sort of goads them across. And what my concept is, because the scene is made up of like three primary kind of angles, it's the angle which is the profile where you've got Arwen on one side, the other horses starting to cross, and around the corner comes a flood. Yeah, there is actually a road. There's an old miners' road up here, and there's a whole lot of old buildings up there, old kind of miners' buildings. The foundations of them up in the trees there, because this was actually the ford. I mean, if you imagine, before that bridge was built there, in this particular place there were 10,000 people. And here in Skippers, this is the township. But there were 10,000 people at the height of the gold rush, and that bridge didn't exist, and this was actually their ford, the real ford.
Kaitoki is the water collection region for Wellington, for the whole city of Wellington. But it has beautiful forest, and it has a lovely river running through it, and a sort of Rivendell type feeling.
Kaitoki is one of those places that it's a national park, and it's the kind of place that you would go and reflect at. Sort of a very sacred place that you can go and rest, and it's just a really special spot. It's a very specific place that we built our sets to be able to take advantage of the beauty of the area, but still keeping it kind of in that Tolkien feel. And it worked perfectly as the backdrop of Rivendell.
This is the idea with this is it's the Lothlorien woods. Now we're in a different forest, a different part of the story.
Paradise is this beautiful forest area just out of Queenstown. You drive to Glenorchy, it's about an hour's drive, and then beyond Glenorchy into the real wilderness. You find this beautiful forest called Paradise, and it's essentially an old beech forest that has a major canopy of leaf, and underneath the ground is covered in very soft, very vibrant green moss, which just covers everything. It's a nice sunny day here at Fernside in Featherston. This is the Silverlode riverbank. It's a beautiful location and the access is good. One of the huge attractions of this particular area was lots of lovely oranges and reds and greens in the leaves, which we have lost a bit with the onset of winter, but we've managed to add a few, in the right places, so it's working okay.
Yeah. Well, let's just go up to the bridge and then we'll just have a little bit of just a cruise back. And it would be good then to get the boat up here if we could, the Elvin boat. Even if we just jump off onto the shore somewhere if you need to go back. Oh yeah, no worries. So here's the bridge, right. So we're just looking, Andrew, for some sort of a shot which would give us the, the gorge that leads up to the Yarganan.
Yeah.
And I see those sandy banks down there at the end of the gorge.
Let's just hang back. Let's hang back and let them get a little bit of work further away. Where we could stick the big statues down there somewhere. The Argonaut.
We split Aim and Hen into sort of three elements, essentially. There was the Nen Hithwell Lakeshore.
This is an absolutely gorgeous piece of landscape, and if someone doesn't find something to help get this into the show, you're all mad.
That's probably one of the nice ones. Here we go around the bend.
So this is the sort of thing way we'd shoot them arriving on the shore of Nen Hithwell, just to get a sense of the forest comes right down to the shore.
Paradise, we shot the Pathgallen section of it, which was the approaches to the Aim and Hen seeing seat, and where there was a lot of battle between the Fellowship and the Urukai.
Yeah, against that tree.
Yeah, we do have to find a good place for Boromir's little death scene with Aragorn. So yeah.
From deer to cats.
Aim and Hen seeing seat we did alongside Lake Wakatipu, which is sort of closer to Queenstown, on a beautiful little promontory above the lake.